This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
Well, we end today's show with an explosive new report that reveals the federal government secretly tracked billions of U.S. phone calls years before the 9/11 attacks. It reveals Justice Department and Drug Enforcement Administration collected bulk data for phone calls in as many as 116 countries deemed to have a connection with drug trafficking.
The program began in 1992 and served as a blueprint for mass surveillance by the National Security Agency. For more, we go to Washington, D.C., to Brad Heath, the USA Today reporter who broke the story, headlined, U.S. secretly tracked billions of calls for decades. Brad, welcome to Democracy Now! Explain what you found.
Sure. The Justice Department announced or revealed, I guess, back in January that it had been gathering up telephone metadata, the same stuff that's on your phone bill, for calls to designated foreign countries. And it left a lot of unanswered questions. And what we found in looking at it was that this is a program that was older than I expected and ended up being a lot broader than I expected. You know, I guess it's no surprise that they were looking at Colombia and Mexico, but 116 countries is a pretty expansive list. And for a long time, they were keeping records of basically all calls from the United States to all of those places as a way at first to try to find drug cartels and their networks in the United States, and then it became a much more expansive thing. The case in which they finally revealed it was a guy who's was charged with trying to export electrical equipment to Iran, so not a drug case at all. And the thing that really surprised me the most was that, you know, when the DOJ and the DEA first said they've been doing this, a lot of people speculated, well, here's another example of kind of war on terror tactics that are being applied to domestic law enforcement. And it's actually the other way around, that this started 9.5 years before September 11th in George H.W. Bush's administration. And this was the blueprint for a lot of what NSA started doing after September 11th.
Well, Brad Heath, we'll link to your report, investigative reporter at USA Today. That does it for our broadcast. Happy birthday to David Prude. And we have a social media job opening, full-time social media producer. Democracy Now! Produced by Mike Burke, Renee Feltz, Mate, Newman Sheikh, Steve Martinez, Sam Alka, Fani Masood, Ravi Karen, Dina Gesder, Amy Littlefield. Special thanks to Julie Crosby, Becca Staley. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Thanks.